MAGFest is a music and gaming festival celebrating video game music, gaming of all types, and the gaming community. MAGFest 2016 was held at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center, located in National Harbor, Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. With 2,000 guest rooms, 7 restaurants under a 19-story glass atrium, and 478,000 square feet of meeting space, the Gaylord is just large enough to accommodate the over 20,000 attendees of MAGFest. The festival features concerts, guest panels, cosplay, film screenings, LAN parties, vendor booths, console gaming, tabletop gaming, a computer museum, and many more attractions. One of the premier attractions of the event is the arcade.
Name's Ethan O'Toole. I am a data center ops engineer for Pandora Media by day, and by night I am a MAGFest Arcade department head.
So like these TV boxes, we can either stash them
the TV boxes
in there, or we can stash them in our area.
My friend David Hernley, he was tapped, I think, to try to lead up the arcade department by some of the MAGFest board people. And he deflected it to me because he was kind of busy working on his own projects, and he's a fellow collector from the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, a friend. So at that time, MAGFest was quite a bit smaller, so I was like, yeah, this can't be too difficult. Everything seems to kind of run pretty smoothly, so stepped in the role and took it on.
So I think that one's good to button it up. And then check another one off.
It started out as people bringing a few cabinets to MAGFest when it was a much smaller event, and it's kind of grown into a 30,000 square foot room filled with collector-owned cabinets from all video game genres.
This is good with my key, but this key here is probably worn down. So one trick is to shake it.
The arcade kind of grew organically. You know, people would bring a couple cabinets or two, and I think Buffet kind of started going crazy. He got a whole bunch of cabinets. So the arcade started to ramp up pretty quickly, and then Save Point, you know, chipped in theirs, and then Tokyo Attack expanded. So all of a sudden, the arcade started getting pretty large.
Pretty much the progression. It's just gone from 5 or 6, 7 games to over 200, close to 250. I don't know what's here this year. I haven't counted, but it's a lot.
And for, you know, the commercial people that, you know, like Flippers, Variety Store, and Save Point and stuff, they're not just, you know, it's not just a business. They're definitely into the scene and into the spirit of the arcades. And I guess it's sort of a renaissance coming in right now for the retro. Retro is definitely in, and arcades are definitely in. So that kind of boosted even more. The YouTube piece and, you know, these YouTube people boosted. So all this kind of attention on arcades just kind of has driven it all.
Hi, my name's Shay. I'm one of the managers here over at MAGFest. As you can see behind me, we're in the beginning stages of our construction. We have 16 collectors from across the eastern seaboard. We've got over 250 machines that are coming.
This year it was kind of a jump where we went from our slow organic growth to we added another, I think, 4 collectors that are 4 trucks of machines, sometimes from 3 or 4 collectors, depending on the trucks. You know, some are from 1 or 2. Actually make that 5. So it was kind of a big jump. So it's this is definitely a year of expansion.
When they first started, the basic history that I've been told by several of the owners was they would have 1 or 2 arcades here and there. Some years they'd have 1, sometimes they'd have 2.
First time I ever went to MAGFest, first time I'd heard of it was a guy named Brendan Becker. We called him Mr. MAGFest, and he met him. He was dressed in a Nintendo controller. Figure anybody dressed up as a Nintendo controller passing out flyers to go to a video game convention, I had to go.
When I was at my first convention, Brendan came up to me in a giant NES cart that he had made out of cardboard as his cosplay costume.
We went to MAGFest 4. There weren't that many arcade machines, a few maybe, maybe about 6 or 7 arcade machines. 2 pinballs, I remember, because one of them was Attack from Mars, and I remember that was like one of my favorite pinball games. The next year, MAGFest 5, is when I brought arcade machines, because I told them I had some games. They rented a truck for me, and I went up there and brought my arcade machines. I brought like 5 machines, but I was the only one who brought machines that year.
Brendan came back to me the next year, the next convention that I was at, and asked me to come back again. Well, that was MAGFest 6.
Then MAGFest 6 rolls around, and then I bring arcade machines. But there were some other collectors, Buffet. I'd never met him before, but he brought machines, and we both had collaborated. We had probably maybe about 20 machines there at the time, and that was really cool seeing another collector. It might not have just been him. It might have been Buffet and maybe somebody else brought machines. And so we had about 20-something machines there. Not a lot, but still a lot building up from what we had before, which was barely anything. Since then, the arcade collection for MAGFest has just grown exponentially.
Blue marks for F?
Oh, what, F?
Yeah.
What's that F?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's got to, the end of that cable needs to be more that way.
All right, now here's my question for you. We're leaving. We're going to go home. We're going to piss off all my neighbors and load another truck. I'm going to be back at 4 a.m. I can't use the docks at 4 a.m.
You can or can't?
Can't, because docks are only good to 3, correct?
I do not know.
So I'm Anthony. I'm one of the owners of Tokyo Attack. We are America's largest independent owners of import Japanese games. Primarily, we just do conventions. We keep a large collection that we travel around the country with, and we always try to bring new games in to bring to anime conventions and other conventions so people have a chance to play games they might never see in America.
So the other thing is Rapid River. We're cool to put it over here.
Yeah, that's
But we're going to have an air compressor in the hallway behind it.
Okay.
And hopefully we can run it under the door, the air hose.
The designated collectors with big loads are all up front.
So, okay, are they? None of them are here, right?
Just Anthony's, Marshall.
No, not our normals.
Oh, the new people?
Yes.
The 3 new trucks. South Carolina's picked up. He's loading. I think he plans to be here tomorrow night.
Okay. Because Majors has his own spot.
Majors has his own stuff. He's mixing with South Carolina as well. South Carolina's putting some of his driving games with Anthony's up front.
That front side stage. So you got this triangle here.
So I have up to where the corner.
Yeah, that's right. So that's not right.
Okay.
There's gonna be a backdrop and stuff there too.
Okay. So, yeah, all the racers, yeah,
Yeah.
pack in what we can here for the
Cool.
racers.
That sounds cool.
I'm Carrie Snyder, and in my non-MAGFest, my normal life, I'm a high school science teacher, and in my MAGFest life, I'm one of the arcade department heads. And my job basically is the staffing side of things. I'm responsible for, well, this year we had 233 staffers now that had to get shifts in, so I'm the person that basically enters everybody into our system, making sure they get a badge, that they get a hotel room. We bring basically 250 arcade machines, and there's 10 to 15 guys that are responsible for bringing those arcade machines, and each one of those guys has anywhere from 4 to 13 crew members, and I got to make sure that we get those crew members in the system and that we have their emails, they know when their shifts are, they know when to show up for loading. I'm basically the HR person.
150 combo.
I'm Mark Dekalea. Some people call me Mark G. I'm one of the department heads for MAGFest Arcade, and I like to think of myself as an organizer, hoping to keep us on track. The arcade department has a wide range of skills that we employ. Some people are very technically inclined. They're great for doing repairs and advancing the audiovisual aspects of the arcade. We have some that are really good with people and help to manage our human resources. And I kind of try to bring that all together.
So it's like almost 7 Wednesday night. We open tomorrow. We have a lot of machines in, several trucks in. We are still waiting on 3 trucks. 1 truck just got here, and 2 trucks I know should get here probably around 10, hopefully before midnight. And 1 truck we have absolutely no idea because we haven't heard from them. But hopefully they'll be here soon. Everybody keeps saying we're right on target, but I feel like we're a little behind, especially since we don't have tables and a lot of our command center set up, which makes it feel like we really don't have anything set up. But I'm trying to stay optimistic, so we'll get it done. We've got to get it done. We've had a lot of late arrivals, and one of our trucks had a flat tire on the way here, which put him about 2 hours behind coming from Ohio. So I'm hopeful. We'll have a last minute push tonight. Right now we just kind of had dead time, but we're working.
I'm Eric Holniker. I run SafePoint, and we're based out of Westminster, Maryland. It's about half an hour outside Baltimore. We buy, sell, and trade arcade machines, pinballs, console games, and just anything, honestly, video game related.
Last minute touches.
I'd say we're behind a little bit. Still have a good 4 or 5 more trucks coming in full of machines. So there will be loads more arcades coming in. And our audiovisual stuff isn't set up yet, but we'll do that overnight and tomorrow morning. So I think we open tomorrow at noon. So we're 20 hours out maybe. It'll come together.
Rotate right. That's how you beat 90 days. It's just let Duke
That's what happened where one of the machines tipped over. It tipped forward and just rolled. Can we put the backs of games up against the ones that are in that row or no? Because there's those row right there. So no on that spot, right? You wanted them over here instead, right?
Yeah, I want them all this way.
All right. You want me to grab that or you want to get it? You got it? Okay.
There we go.
How long is this hallway?
What I'm going to do here is basically just hook the free play up, so that way when you hit the start button it puts a coin in and it keeps them credited up, so that way we don't have to keep going around and around and around and around trying to coin up games. All the ones that say credit 0 and we don't have time to look for dip switches, so just go ahead and add them on there. Like I say, I'm just using Cat 5, so just get
Which switch are you running them to?
One player start. That way when they hit one player, at least dumps one credit in.
So this particular game we actually bought 2 days ago. It belongs to our pinball league, the DMV Pinball League, and it's part of our giveaway. Each season we give away a game. And so I picked this game up from somebody's house, which is why I had to take the head off. And now it's going to spend its time here at MAGFest, and then we get to give it away to somebody at the end of our season.
All right, it's about 12:30, so the game room should have opened about half an hour ago. So we're at the we're on MAGFest time, which means we'll be open between 2 p.m. today to maybe Sunday afternoon. Somewhere we'll open up. We got some projectors we're setting up. We're trying to do some lighted signs, some extra little stuff, and we're trying to push through that now. We had 24 new games we just finished setting up, and they're good, they're running, and it's all good to go.
We got 20 minutes to go before we finally open up. I haven't had more than like 2 hours of sleep. We've been doing it for 48 hours, and I'm pumped. We're ready to go. Let's do this.
I think we opened in like 15 minutes, delayed like 45. Everything's coming together pretty well. A good number of games have gone down, but we'll fix them as time progresses. None of the audio video stuff for the stage and all that isn't set up yet, but we'll do that even when we're open. It's not a big deal. Most of that isn't needed until tonight anyway, so yeah, so I guess we kind of finally made it. It's gonna be crazy larger than last year, and I haven't checked attendance numbers this year, but I'm sure we're probably above last year, so I think this year's arcade will be pretty hot. They're already lined up outside waiting, so that's always kind of a good feeling when you see the people kind of queuing up. So overall, I think everybody kind of pulled it together. A lot of props to all of our collectors and all the volunteers that do all this stuff. I think we're all kind of nuts, but good stuff. So we'll see. It'll grind on 24 hours for next 3.5 days. And the whole time we'll be fixing stuff and continuing to improve things.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MAGFest Arcade. Open fire! Come on in!
Machinery can occasionally break. My Neo Geo kart, it's not exactly the newest thing in the world, so when we power down, I have to clean it occasionally. Gets to be a real pain in the rear. But once everything's said and done, I always enjoy doing this. And everything should work. That did not. Huh?
It's so ugly. There we go.
A little bit of elbow grease, a lot of pain is how we keep these things running. I wish I could afford a freaking drill. I shouldn't have got that other machine.
One of my favorite video game of all time is Dragon's Lair. It is my favorite game. I love that game to death.
The one machine that I will personally own that's just a lot of money, I can't justify it yet, will be the Addams Family pinball table.
It's not that I can't acquire them. I know where to get all the ones that I want.
So the machine we're actively searching for right now is it's a pinball machine, Black Knight 2000.
It's a Killer Queen game, but I don't have the room for it right now.
And I love it so much that I actually built a machine from scratch.
I know where to get every one of them I want.
Growing up, I played that with my father. That's what got me into arcade games. We had a pizza place across from a store.
But I think that it's a perfect example of the golden age of pinball machines. Between the user interface, the gameplay, and the music.
Went to the hardware store, bought a bunch of wood, bought all these screws, all the stuff, got diagram online on how to make it, and built a Dragon's Lair machine from scratch, painted it up, and it looks, when you look at it, it looks just like a Dragon's Lair machine. Nothing different.
But yeah, I would love to have that in my collection. It'd be awesome to have 10 friends over to play that game.
We go for lunch, we play Addams Family. I absolutely love it. But it's unfortunately one of the most expensive pinball tables in the market. And right now, I just can't justify it. I got nowhere to put it.
There's really nothing that I can't get. I don't have money for it.
As far as the company goes, I definitely am always eyeing a game called My. It looks like pretty much like two giant front-load washer and dryer sitting next to each other.
We found a Altered Beast on Craigslist, and this Altered Beast was a conversion, and it was converted from Dragon's Lair to Altered Beast.
But the whole circle's a screen, and a touch screen, and then there's kind of a touch-sensitive button area, and you hit around the edges, and then you spin and kind of bring your hands across the screen.
I had to have that machine, so I talked to the guy. We ended up going over there, a bunch of our friends. We ended up helping the guy fix machines. He ended up selling the machines, but he ended up giving me the Dragon's Lair machine for free, which was really cool.
I'm really waiting to see where the machine goes and how the prices go, but that's probably our next big purchase eventually.
I don't want to do that again.
Right now you're in third place.
I'm in third place.
Third place, 407.
It's a unique experience, so I always wanted to kind of make the best arcade so that when the attendees kind of step into this room, they're just swept away by a totally different, crazy experience every year. I think we try to make our arcade department stand out quite a bit from just kind of like a boring room filled with arcades that are under like a Walmart lighting.
We want that person, the attendee, to walk in the arcade and go, wow, and have a jaw-dropping experience. Hopefully something they may not see anywhere else.
Finding things that don't work anymore, making them work, bringing them to events like this, because I love seeing people enjoying these things. And it really fascinates me, and it's a ton of work. It's a ton of logistical work, because a lot of the games we have are very heavy interactive games. It's not like a bunch of uprights that you can just drop in and hope that the monitor's going to turn on. It's stuff like Para and Dance Dance Revolution and Time Crisis. Like, you don't know what's going to break when, and everything is interactive, and there's a lot of potential rates for failure. So, just getting through all that work, dropping a ton of money into stuff, and then coming here and seeing people enjoy it is, as the end result, it really makes it all worthwhile for me.
My happiest part of my childhood was playing in the arcade and playing these games, and just all these great memories came from that. Sneaking into Chuck E. Cheese with my brother, not making that up, sneaking into Chuck E. Cheese, we just follow people in so we could go in and play arcades at the Chuck E. Cheese.
You just don't see this anymore. And it's so cool to have a huge collection with just thousands of people running through here and just enjoying themselves. And it's just, you just don't see it. You don't experience that anymore. And it's so awesome. You can't reproduce this in any other way except for to have all these games together, have all these people together, and the energy is amazing. It sounds like an avalanche going off with all the people in here. It's just amazing. It's just great.
I just want everything to be what I want. If I go to an arcade, I want a great experience, and I want everyone else to be able to have that experience. A lot of these games can't be replicated at home. Yeah, you can have a custom controller, you can have that Street Fighter controller, and you can play online versus your friends. But there's nothing like sitting next to that person and just having a great time playing and being beaten and beating other people and just having that fun. Same goes, the dancing games, the rhythm games, the music games. It's an experience where people have to come together and they play these things together, and that's just, I want to see more gaming where the communities get to be face-to-face and not gaming where you just know people online. And that's the big push to me in the arcade industry.
I had so much fun my first MAGFest that, my first thoughts afterwards were, I really want other people to feel this too, so.
Yep, some stick around, some don't, but the diehards, they come back and they're always happy to help. So it's really good to have good people, and you meet a lot of really good people when you do the good things for people.